Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope you had a great new year and a Merry Christmas. I've got something a little bit different for you guys today. Insta360 reached out and they were keen for me to test out their new camera, the Ace Pro 2, in the New Zealand wilderness. I checked over the specs and I was intrigued because it's a substantial upgrade over my current action camera. Namely the new 1 and 1.3 inch 8K sensor, lens co-engineered with Leica, 13.5 stops of dynamic range, and super duper improved low light performance. Whew, I'm puffing already. Usually I film everything on the Sony camera, but this video is going to be entirely shot on the Ace Pro 2. I've got two of them here, and I'm looking forward to it because it's small, lightweight, and rugged. I've got a bunch of accessories to go along with it, and I'm going on a big mission deep into the wilderness. But big shout out to Insta360 for sponsoring the video, and I better get walking. It's really hot. I've got a long way to go, so I'll catch back up with you guys a bit further along the trail, but bear with me as I go over some of the technical specs and showcase this little action camera's abilities. Man, it's hot in this beach forest. You guys probably recognize this track. I come up here quite often for my snow camps, but I'm pushing on way further than usual to the ultimate spot. It's a loop track and it's going to take me probably about 5 or 6 hours today, but we'll see. The pack's lightweight, so I should be okay. But man, dripping with sweat already. I've broken out onto the tops. You can see the massive peak that I've got to climb over. It looks quite steep. I've done it a few times before though, so I know that it's alright. But man, I'm at 1,300 meters above sea level, and I think that mountain's about 1,700, and I started down at about 800. Check this place out, man. It's incredible. Big lake. Might stop down here and have a coffee. But isn't it stunning? Not a bad place for a coffee, is it? So far I've been filming in 4K 30 frames per second, but the camera can go up to 60 frames in 4K with HDR on, which is pretty impressive, and it's going to really help with getting full detail and good contrast across the screen. You can also go up to 8K, which means you can punch in on the shot and get super crisp landscapes. But yeah, this is what it looks like in 4K 30. Double tap the screen and it can punch in like this. But if I double tap again, look, zoomed all the way out. It's a pretty impressive feature. That's possible because of the 8K sensor. There's a bit of cloud rolling in, which is actually pretty good because it's shading me from that real intense sun. But there's also a bit of wind, which is not ideal. But I'll be able to do a wind test of this microphone. It's got an inbuilt wind guard, which is removable, which is pretty cool. And there's also the dual AI chip, which allows you to select different modes. Back down there, that's where I had coffee. I've come all the way up to here. We've made it up to the second lake, and you can see behind me the rock garden. That's a fun little kind of technical climb. Well, not really, up to the peak, and then it's along the ridge. But man, the conditions are fantastic. Let's look at this. Absolutely stunning up here. Wow. There she is, the Iron Hill. It looks kind of intimidating, but it's actually not that bad once you get going up there. Before I head on up the mountain, I just want to quickly show you this. One of the many accessories you can get from Insta360, it's called the multi-mount, and it's a magic arm, tripod and selfie stick all in one. So you can walk along, film yourself like this. It's super convenient as well with this pop-up screen, which is 2.5 inch, really bright, so you can see yourself, frame your shots up, and have perfect stability. And it folds down and clips in perfectly to this little selfie stick holster and the backpack clip here. So hands-free operation. You can do POV shots, which I might do when I'm walking up the mountain. Just whip it out, film, and even set it up as a tripod if you have to. It's getting later in the day. I've been mucking around a lot, so we better get up this mountain and make our way to camp. But feeling pretty good. Had a big drink, had electrolytes, had some food, so we'll have the energy to push on up the hill. I've changed the field of view to action mode, which I think is the widest mode. When you're selecting them, it gives you little explanations next to each mode. I was shooting in linear up until now, but look at the field of view on this. It's pretty cool, eh? Man, it's hard work going up here. It's quite tricky with one hand. It's like a fun little game, walking amongst these rocks. You see behind me here, those little rock piles, they're called cairns. This is not an official track, but a lot of people come up here and it's kind of like a little marked way. But I'm getting pretty close to the top. The views up there are epic. This is steep and slippery. Oh. Check out these rock formations. Look at the gradient on that. Far out. I'm up on the pinnacle. Amazing views behind me down to the valley. Stunning, man. Worth the climb. I'm mucking around a lot though, so I better hurry up and carry on to camp. I think it's about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'll carry on along this ridge, along there, then I drop down to the lake, and I think that's where I'll be camping tonight. I'm using the camera clip, walking along hands-free. You can see out here, you've got to go along this ridge and up there, then drop down to the lake. But that's the track. It's quite steep. Down along there. Just a stroll in the park. Alrighty, up here on the ridge, good little time to do a microphone test. Up until this point I've been filming the whole video in the wind reduction setting. The dual 5nm chips in the camera help the algorithms reduce wind noise in conjunction with the little wind muff that you can fix on and off the camera. I'll change it over to the voice enhancement setting, which is really ideal for like high wind outdoor environments, kind of like this. Although it's not like gales at the moment, it should sound better. So we'll try that out. Alright, now I'm in the voice enhancement. You should hear nothing but a crystal clear voice of mine. So yeah, this is the ideal setting for those like super windy camps that I'd go on, or like really windy situations. You probably can't hear any of that wind at all. But yeah, it's pretty cool that the camera has so much power that it can use algorithms to just in camera wind reduction. You know, this is usually something you do in post, but you can just do it straight from the camera, which is real convenient. That's the lake where I'm camping, and it's just a long way down this grassy slope. The clouds are coming in and it's like 6 p.m, which is actually kind of good because there's so much light in the middle of summer here. Almost down, probably another 10-15 minutes. We'll look for the camp spot. Walking through this flax, it's a bit of a nightmare. Way down here, I'm a bit spiked up and scratched up from all those spiky plants, the Spaniard speargrass, whatever you call it, at the edge of the lake. No tent spots though. There is like a perfect beach over there where I've camped before, so I'll head around the shore and see if there's anything else. Otherwise I'll go there because it's absolutely magical there. Little hobo campsite. We've already got heaps of wood there. I'll get some more, but this is the view. I found this perfect spot. I camped here about 2 or 3 years ago, maybe 3 years ago with Victoria. One of our first trips, we had the tent here. So it's the flattest and best spot, I reckon. So it's a bit back from the lake, so there's no views, but I'll sit out there when I have my dinner and stuff. But I want to get the tent set up. I'll set up a time lapse in camera, which is pretty cool. And we'll go from there. I got to have a swim, get all my stuff sorted. I've got heaps of food in my pack and I'm real hungry because that was quite a big walk. So we'll get on with the pitch and I'll come back to you guys afterward once I'm all set up. That's the pitch. All of a sudden, we're done. I haven't had this tent out in a while, but I'm looking forward to using it. It's super lightweight and spacious inside. The sandflies are beginning to congregate though, so I'm gonna have to be careful. But yeah, I'm gonna get all the things in the tent and we'll go from there. Gotta get in quick before all the bugs come in. Oh, good thing there's heaps of room in here. Oh, man, it's nice to lie down. One of the things that I found really kind of surprising and useful with the camera is the little 2.5-inch flip-up touchscreen. So you can see on the camera there, it's looking at me. I'll turn this one around. You can see up there, it's super bright, so you can see it with your glasses on, even in full sun. And I found it particularly useful when setting up tripod shots, so you can flip it down like that and you don't have to crouch down when you're standing up to set up your shot. I just now swapped out the battery for the first time. Each one of these little things can run the Ace Pro 2 for 180 minutes on the right settings, and they contain 1,800 milliamp hours. They can charge up from 0 to 80% in 18 minutes, or all the way up to 100% in 47 minutes. With me here as well, I've got the little portable charging case. This thing's super convenient to keep your batteries charged on the go. It contains 10,000 milliamp hours, and you can plug in 2 batteries at the same time and store your SD cards in it. So it's real convenient to have out in the camping setting. So yeah, pretty happy with that. It can be used as a power bank too, I think. So it's quite a nifty little gadget. But anyway, I think it's time for a swim. It's unbelievable. The water will be cold though. It's getting a bit raunchy. Don't worry, I'm not taking my undies off. Oh man. Woo! Whoa! Oh man. Just gonna get into my quilt and warm myself up, even though it's summer. It's still kind of cold. That water was pretty chilly. I carried in my chair the whole way when I could have just sat on one of these perfectly nature-built chairs at this little campsite. But oh well, this thing's more comfortable, get it set up. Alright guys, it's time to cut some wood, but it's going to be a bit different this time. I have a chest mount accessory, so I'm going to attach the Ace Pro 2 to that and go crazy and cut some wood. It's one of the good things about an action cam, is that they're rugged and they can take a beating when you're out in these camping scenarios. It's also waterproof up to 12 meters and up to 60 with a dive case. And it can take extreme temperatures down to negative 20 degrees Celsius and up to 45 degrees Celsius. So it gives you peace of mind when you're out in the bush that you're not going to smash up a delicate camera. But yeah, I'm going to chuck this on and put the camera into flow state stabilization, which is like super stable, and cut up some wood. This is what it's like to be me searching for wood. A bit rotten, too rotten. Here we go. Yeah, that's better. Timber. She's a biggie. Woohoo! get this going in here, I think. Trusty fire starter. Oh no, there's a wickie here. Whew. Come here. Come here. Ah. These mounting things that Insta360 have are awesome as well. Just clips on with magnets. This is the standard mount. And on the chest thing I've got the, I think it's called the magnetic one. But look at that, you just pop it off, pop it on, good to go. I was just thinking it'd be pretty cool to test out that 4K 60 FPS on the flames, do some slow motion, maybe the 120 FPS as well. So I'll test that out. We'll see what the slow motion looks like on this camera. That fire is absolutely cranking. I probably didn't need to make it so big because it's summertime, but it's keeping all of the sandflies away, and it is quite nice. I don't know what to have for dinner, so I brought a bit of everything. I think we're gonna have this freeze-dried chicken curry and mix it in with a massive bag of basmati rice. I know you guys are probably upset he's not having burgers, he's not having hot dogs, but it's like 25-30 degrees heat. I can't really take meat for 6, 7, 8 hours out of a fridge. So we're gonna get these freeze-dried meals on. I'm just sitting here, absolutely incredible. And I'm very hungry, so I'm gonna smash those. And then I'm probably just gonna get into the tent and wait for it to get dark. Right, I think this is ready. I think you can tear the top off and eat from the packet. I'm like an animal on this trip. Oh no, I always tear these off poorly. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Yeah, so this is like probably what most normal people do when they go camping. Instead of taking like 6 hot dogs, they take a freeze-dried meal. But look, I mean, well, look, zoom in on this. It looks quite nice. Oh, that's quite good. Kind of zingy lemongrass, gingery, bit of chili. There's beans, chicken, looks like pumpkin, and like a coconut broth. It's quite nice. I'm going to enjoy this. Look, the wicker. It's about the only predator we have here, if you could call it that. Alright, I've just switched to what Insta360 call pure video mode. And this is noise reduction straight out of the camera. This is enabled by those dual 5nm chips. So it does in-camera smoothing and noise reduction. If I was using my other action cam right now, it would just look terrible and grainy. It's actually quite dim because the sun's gone and it's come in with cloud. But yeah, what does it look like? I've seen a few other people use this feature online and I was just blown away by how good it was. But I'm just sitting here waiting for my meal to heat up and we'll do a bit more testing with this mode. I've opened up my other meal and man, it's fragrant. This is just a giant chunk of chicken and it's like the most rich, zingy sauce. This is from a packet, it's kind of mind-blowing. Dinner's finished. There's some beautiful colours in the sky and the reflections on the lake. Let's check that out, eh? How did the beach form here? I've never seen a pebbled beach like this up in the bush. I'm really interested to see how these shots come out in the pure video mode. It's quite dark, your eyes adjust, but yeah, the bigger sensor and the powerful AI chips is really going to make a difference, I think. But I'm just going to chill for a bit, wait for it to get darker, then I might retreat back to the tent, I think. I just can't get over these views.
This is with the pure video mode turned off. Quite grainy. And this is with it turned back on. Should smooth it out nicely in camera. I think it dramatically improves the low light performance.
It's getting real dark now. It's like properly dark, almost 10 PM. So I'm probably going to pack down over here and head back to the tent. I'm quite stiff and sore after the walk. So yeah, it's been a fantastic night and I'm looking forward to just lying down and chilling out in the tent. But yeah, this footage, it's going to be interesting to see how it turns out. I've got no extra lighting and it's, you know, my eyes are actually struggling to see, so it's going to be a good test. You can see the moon up there. That mist is rising up over the lake. It's a magical spot. I'm lucky to be able to be here. Hope you guys are enjoying the experience.
This is the wind guard thing that I was talking about before. See here, below where the lens is, there's this little wind muff. You can actually take that off. And you can see there's a piece of foam in it. You don't want to use it if it's raining or underwater, but that's what helps with the wind. Just clips back on there. And also there's a lens guard, which is removable. So you can just pop this thing off. If you scratch your lens guard, you can replace it, which is pretty handy. Also, these are all the filming modes. You can see 8K, 4K. You can bring that up to 60 frames a second. I was shooting in 30. It's probably hard to see that, it's a bit dark in here, but you can change the stabilization, put it up to high. I was using standard most of the day. I think it works pretty good. And yeah, these are all the shooting modes. And you can press this button here, and you can go to the presets, pure video. There's a star lapse. It's a bit cloudy, so I won't do one. You can take photos. I'll add some at the end of the day. I've been taking a few photos. And also you can, yeah, time lapses, slow motion and everything. So you can fully customize the camera. And the software is real great. It's just a joy to use. It's all fast and fluid. My other action camera is just like junky and useless. So it's been nice just playing around with this. But anyway, it's getting late. I'm gonna go to bed and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night, everyone. Good morning, everybody. Didn't have the best sleep. I was sliding downhill on my pad. And for some reason, I'm just not used to sleeping in the bush. Haven't done it for like a month or something. But anyway, nothing a coffee can't fix. I'm gonna get a double dirty Makona on. I need this coffee bad. This tent, by the way, is awesome. So much space. And this fabric, the Dyneema, it's super lightweight. It is slippery though for the pad. So I'm like, woo, sliding around. It's like an espresso. Perfect microfoam. Not really. Nothing quite like a bush coffee in bed. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have this, probably pack up pretty quickly and walk out. I think I've still got about a 4-hour walk, but it's gonna be a completely different scenery than yesterday. I'll be in the valley and the trees and the forest and the river, so that'll be quite cool. I'm feeling pretty good even after one sip. I went out with my brother for a trip. It was, we were gonna stay the night, but it was just so hot that we were like, stuff it, we'll walk back. And that was the first test when I used the little camera. So I'll chuck some footage up on the screen of that trip as I'm mucking around at camp, and you guys can see what the camera looks like in some different terrain. But I found some spots up there where I could probably go camp. But it was a beautiful little valley that we walked up, and we found this little hut. But yeah, we got there, it was like 3 p.m, 30 degree heat. all the creeks had dried up, so there was no water to drink. So we were like, stuff it, we'll walk back. So we ended up getting home at like, I think it was 9:30 p.m. or something. But it was pretty amazing, and the camera looked great in the footage, so yeah, check that out. Whoa, my pack's so light. This is not typical for me. Well everyone, it's time to head on out of here. The walk's, what did I say, about 4 hours I think. And I'll film some of that through the valley. It should be pretty cool. There's some more features of the camera I want to show off, like a time warp, which is kind of like a moving time lapse, which would be quite cool. But yeah, I'm gonna get going through the forest and just enjoy trekking out in nature. It's like a stunning day here. You can see what happened to the ridge where I came down yesterday. I'm happy I'm not walking up there. But I'll get going and we'll see how this walk goes. Starting to heat up. Over there's the lake where I camped. Starting the descent now down into the forest and along the river. Quite looking forward to it. It's cool down there. It's a nice kind of ancient riverbed. Made it down to the river. It's quite cold down here. There's beautiful fresh air. If it was sunny, I'd jump in for a little swim. Might stop for a coffee soon, have a bit of food. But yeah, going well. It's quite nice in the forest. Gonna stop here and have some biltong. The stuff is delicious. No preservatives, no sugar. It's just dried meat strips. This is one of my favorite tracks to walk on. It's not so far away from civilization, but it feels like you're a million miles away. Not many people come this way. It's just beautiful. Ooh. At the waterfall. I think there's about 1 hour, 30 minutes to go, so I'm back at the car. It's hot, but feeling good. Look at this place though. Pretty cool. Should I test the underwater mode? Alright, I'm back on the four-wheel drive track. Follow this for about 15 minutes and I'm back at the car. But yeah, I just want to say thanks to you guys for watching the video, and I'll have a pinned comment and a link in the description box so you guys can check out Insta360's website and have a look at the Ace Pro 2. I'm not going to lie and tell you that the image quality is better than my Sony or anything. You guys can be the judge of that, but it's a completely different beast. This camera, you know, software, hardware, massive upgrades, 8K sensor, stunning battery life, and just easy to use, fun to use with all the different modes and stuff. So if you want to get into filming your trips or just mucking around with the camera, I think this is a great option. So go check it out. And yeah, I think I'll end the video with a time shift, which is like a moving time lapse, and I'll chuck some photos that I took from the Ace Pro 2 up on the screen. But I'm just rambling now. Check out the camera if you can, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.